Hello, it's Tim with TAH Farm. Today is Monday, April 27th, and we got a lot of rain over the weekend, so we are not going to be doing much outside. Everything's mucky, wet, water in the fields, all that kind of stuff, fun stuff. So we're going to talk GPS today. Last couple of videos, I've talked about this coverage switch. Particularly, I'm going to talk about the Trimble Easy Guide 500. It is no longer serviceable as far as from the factory, but I do have a distributor not far from me here over in Indiana that I can get technical support and help from, and they've made me a couple cables. That's where it starts. There's a cable adapter that I need for this coverage switch. It's no longer available. Here it is in the book. It's this little cable right here, and the company over in Indiana said they could make it for me, but it was going to cost me in a neighborhood of $125 to $150. I'm like, woo, sticker shock. So the guy told me, here's what I should try. I just need this 9-pin D connector to tie this into this GPS. The problem comes in when I still want to use this remote control. Little 6-pin remote control. I can sit back here and it extends these buttons along the side of the GPS. So I don't have to stretch up over the steering wheel to do anything. I can do it from back here, set back a little bit. So what I need to do is a 9-pin to 9-pin that I can tie into. Well, I went searching on the internet. Amazon is wonderful. Found a company that's Canadian-based, and they make these cables. They got a warehouse down in Columbus, Ohio, so it wasn't far from me. I ordered them one day, they were here the next, and I ordered 3 of them. Start Tech is the name of the company. And what it is, this is a 9-pin connector. That's the male, that's the female. And it's just a straight through cable. So pin 1 goes to pin 1, pin 2 to 2, etc. down to 9 to 9. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this right in half, right in the middle. Chop. And then we're going to strip it back about 1.5 inches or so. Use the knife here. But I'm going to show you what we're going to do here. We're going to strip this back. And then, I already got one put together here somewhat. We're going to solder it all together like this. Now, I got heat shrink tubing on here to cover up my connections. I have not shrunk that because I just got done testing this all out, making sure that this adapter's good. Now, we got to tie in, and here's the pin outlets on this 9-pin connector on the back. Pin 1, 5, 6, 7, and 9 are used for this remote. Well, pin 5, it says, is the data ground, and pin 4 is the switch for the coverage switch. So, went shopping at Menards and found this 2-conductor. It's actually speaker wire, 18-gauge speaker wire, and it works out perfect. It's underground, that's why it's yellow. I was looking for black, but it's underground so the environment it's going to be in is perfect. It's underground speaker cable, 18-gauge, heavy enough that riding on the implement, it's not going to be too bad. So what you saw in my last video there, I was putting that on that drill, and here's some more video of it. This is how it's all laid out. So it's nice and heavy on there, and then it comes up and it will connect into the cab with the, what they call them, weather pack connectors. So that's what it'll connect in the cab with. Because that's all we're doing in the coverage is telling it that we're covering, we're not covering, we're covering, we're not covering. It's just a switch on and off, like I showed you on here. As this planter goes down, it trips this switch. When it comes back up, it opens up. So we're going to use in the programming, there's a way to use the normally open pins and then set this up so when it makes contact, it will paint the strip behind you. This is what I mean by painting here. See the yellow strip behind the implement or the tractor or the GPS here. It's painting so you know where you've been. That's helpful when you're planning and you don't know, did I get the whole field covered? So anyway, that's got to jump on those 2 wires. So what I've done is tied The yellow wire is pin 4, so it's tied straight out to the implement. And then it comes back for the data ground. Well, data ground is green. Pin 5 is green. So we've got that right here. And I just soldered them together. Very carefully. Solder that together. Then slide the heat shrink over. So we'll use the heat gun here, and we'll shrink this all down here in a minute. You'll see what that looks like. And then put the cover on it. And that cable will look exactly like the cable should that I buy from any of these places that are going to make it for $125 to $150. Now, these cables that I just cut in half, that was $7 a piece. I bought 3 of them. 100 foot of this cable here was $20-some, $25, something like that. And it's going to be wired for the Kubota, the International 1086, the John Deere 6600, and that way I know I can count up my coverage as I'm harvesting, count my coverage as I'm planting. I use the Kubota to plant with the corn planter, and I use the International. We're going to use that on the 750 no-till drill. I just need a little more horsepower than that Kubota's got. So those are there, and then I also have the cables I got put on the implements out there already, and I got cable left over. So you're at 40, just under $50 so far. I ordered these weather pack connectors, obviously from Shoop's, and it was $11 for 4, $11.50 or something like that, $12 for 4. So there's another 24. So we're at $75. This heat shrink kit at Menards, $10. So for less than $100, I'm going to do 3 pieces of equipment and the coverage switch cables that I can have permanently in the cabs, not having to pull that cable in and out so it can be dressed up through to come out the back of the tractor or tied to the handle on the combine. That would have cost me $450 just for those 3 adapters, and I'm doing it all for less than $100. So that's how it works. Hopefully you enjoy this video. Here's what it looks like here in the end. Cables all put together, and then we'll get it dressed up in the cab of the tractor. Hopefully it understands. If you got questions about it, give me a comment, and I can help you answer any of those questions. Again, this is mostly on the Easy Guide 500. The whole purpose I got this Easy Guide was I wanted to cover for spraying, and I got the Easy Boom with it. The GPS section here, this was all used, but this Easy Boom section was brand new, right out of the box, never been used. And it works great for spraying. I can cover a field, and I know where I've been, where I've not been. It's 5-section boom. It'll turn them on and off as I'm going. I don't have to worry about that. And the paint, it's covering it as you go along, so I know that I've covered the ground. And if I've got a space I didn't cover, it shows you. And being 5-section boom on 45 feet, the way mine's set up, I got this custom sprayer. It's set up about 8 feet, 8 feet, about 12 feet, 8 feet, and 8 feet. Give or take some, then it equals out 45 feet. So on the very end, if I got a 5-foot section that I didn't get coming through the field, I'm only over covering 3 feet because I'm covering 8 feet. And it automatically turns it on and off. So it's a nice option to have. I know where I've sprayed. I haven't sprayed. I don't have skips, and I don't have a lot of over spray on the field too. So anyway, that's what I got going on today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Maybe answer some questions about the GPS. It's a great tool to have. So hey, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this little demonstration on these cables.